Hey, what is up, guys? We're here with some initial Mira thoughts. I thought I would just talk a little bit about this character. Basically, just give a little overview, go over some stuff in training mode. Mostly because this is a character that at first I felt like really weird about. I didn't really understand her well. And now that I think that I've been playing her a bit more and I understand her more, I think she has some really interesting stuff. And there's some things that I thought would be an issue with this character that definitely aren't. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about it. So the main thing about Mira that I didn't realize, let me just make sure the health is off. Okay. The main thing I didn't realize is that her air dash takes almost no health. At first I felt like the optimal thing to do with Mira was going to be to do like heavy punch bats and then follow behind it, right? Because they're homing. But you can see, look how much gray damage that takes off, right? That's a pretty good amount of gray damage. By comparison, if I just do a bunch of jump air dash, you can see that even if I do 4 air dashes, it's not even close to as much as doing 1 heavy punch bat. So in my mind, right, the way to play at first was going to be like heavy punch bat, and then you dash in, and then you do stuff, right? But I don't think that that's the case at all. In fact, I think like I think light punch bat into air dash is a much better mix-up. Even if you spend 2 air dashes, right? I think that like the amount of health you lose is so much lower that it's almost always worth it to do that instead. Which surprised me. So air dash was much better than I thought it was going to be because it's so little gray damage. Besides that, she has a lot of ways to regain gray damage, and they're pretty strong. So like for instance, if I do this corner combo, I'll do the same combo and I'll show you guys what I mean. So when I do this combo, it's going to take off gray damage for me. So I'll just do the damage version of this combo first, and you can see that it does 42% and it takes about that much health for me, right? So if I do that same combo but instead do a wall splat ender, you can see that instead of doing, what was it, 42% before, I now get 35, right, which is 7% less, but I get all of my health back. And not only that, but after command throw, I'm still in a good spot in the corner. Like after I land this, right, I'm still in a spot in the corner where I can still meet you with stuff, I can still go for pressure, I can do whatever I want. So I get all my gray damage back, and I get comparable damage because her damage is good regardless. So I think that because, especially in the corner, it's so much easier to get gray damage back than I thought. I think I'm more down to spend stuff on air dashes and stuff like that, especially since, like let's just say for instance you have a bunch of gray damage. You can just do a 1 chance break combo and do shadow command throw, and it will always give you back the full amount of life. So what I mean by that is if I do something like this, right, that's gonna add up my gray damage. If I just do 1 chance to break, so I do 1 like small chance to break in this combo, I can still gain the full health back that I would get off of a shadow command throw, right? Which is really, really big. So you know, with Mira, you don't necessarily have to spend all your meter on other things like cash outs or anything like that. You can spend it on stuff like that, or if you're in the corner, obviously, you just do anything, wall splat ender, command throw, and you get your gray damage back, and your opponent can't get out of that. So and you still get a setup after too, which is pretty good. So I'm surprised mostly how she gets so much more life back than I thought, and it's such an interesting thing because I thought it was going to be much more difficult, but because of that wall splat and because of the shadow command throw, I feel like it's not so bad. Not only that, she has anti-air command throw, which gives you health back too, which I've been using quite a bit. Instead of going for like anti-air button, I've been just doing anti-air command throw because the hitbox on it's pretty good, and it gives me life back, which I feel like is almost always better than whatever combo I was going to get from the grounded thing. It just depends, I guess, but yeah. Besides that, she has one of the best shadow moves, I think, in the entire game. So she has this mix-up she can do with medium punch scythe, that's a low, and heavy punch scythe, and that's an overhead. So you kind of have to guess which one it's going to be, right? But they're unsafe on block. And to kind of negate this, you can just cancel them into the shadow. So if it hits, you get a free combo. So I can just do this, and then I can walk up and combo off of it into whatever I want. And if it's blocked, your opponent is locked down, so you can go for some kind of mix-up, right? So let me turn regenerate health back on. So if I go for something, right, and I do like this, I can pop this, and I can even try it again low or something, instant cancel, get missed out or something like that, right? So that is the strength of this move. And not only that, but this move is really good because I can do stuff like this from full screen, and then instinct pop, and then I can get in there and do a mix-up from like full screen, right? It's also anti-projectile, which is really good. It's just super, super strong, I think. That shadow move is one of the best in the game. So besides that, I'm actually really just surprised how good her footsies are. Her stand medium punch is a crazy button. This thing is like, yeah, look at the range on this. And you can cancel this into that, the heavy kick drill, which does take a bit of gray damage, but if it's blocked, you're plus 2. And if it's not blocked, if it hits, then you get a combo, right? Which is really far. You can also cancel this into bats, which is always sick, right? That's a pretty good way to do that. And you can even cancel into, you know, like something like what I showed earlier, into the shadow bats and get pressure. So stand medium punch is an amazing button. And it's one of those things that, like, I didn't expect her footsies to be as good as they are. Especially, I mean, you can even cancel in a command throw and get your health back too. So yeah, the main thing about Mira that I'm surprised about and I wanted to talk about in this video is that I feel like you should spend a lot of meter on shadow bats because, man, it's good. Health regen is very strong with this character, and I feel like you get it more than I thought you would. And I feel like air dash is a really good option. If you saw any of the videos I posted or any of the match footage I posted yesterday, I did a ton of air dash, and I rarely did stuff like heavy punch bats because it just takes so much life compared to air dashing in, which you can do off of like light bats, air dash in, right? So like, yeah, why spend so much gray damage on bats when you could do air dash instead? So I thought I would just talk a little bit about Mira. Let me know what you think about this kind of video. I thought it was pretty interesting idea. Some people thought I should do stuff like this before. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys.